All right, everyone. Hello, my name is Adeline Spears, and welcome to the first ever severe weather live stream. If anyone's watching, please let me know in the chat if my audio is okay. I'm not sure if it's conveying through all right because I was having some audio issues earlier, so just go ahead and let me know if we're having any issues there. But now we're just going to go ahead and start talking about the weather today because we are having some audio is okay. Pretty big issues right now. We've been having some cells pop up all throughout today. We've already had multiple PDS tornado warnings. The northern extent has really been performing as expected. Now we're just going to go ahead and start quite a bit, considering we did have that PDS warning the weather today because we are having Louis metro area that might have been contamination. Pretty big issues right now with it, but we have some cells pop all the warnings all throughout today. We've already had multiple PDS tornado warnings. Now the northern extent has really been all the way now. We're just going to go ahead and start quite a bit considering about for Oklahoma weather today because we are having Oklahoma metro area that is mainly in this risk pretty big issues right now with it. Have some cells pop all the morning, all throughout the day. We've already had multiple PDS tornadoes in the state of Oklahoma. Northern extent go ahead and rare, but thinking all the way now we're just going to go out and start quite a bit considering about for lowest level weather today because we are having this area that is around much risk. We can't get underground. Big issues right now with it. We have some cells pop all the morning, so throughout the day, we've already had multiple PDS tornadoes. Go ahead, northern extent go ahead and rare, but all the way now we're just about forming that way. Don't think about the greater level weather today because I can see why we don't get underground. Really don't can't get underground. Issues right now with it. We have some cells. We do have some pretty Now is our audio a little bit better? Again, I am so sorry for your ears on what just happened with that. I have no clue what was going on. Hopefully this should be a little bit better. Now is our audio a little bit better? Again, I am so sorry for your ears on what just happened with that. I have no clue what was going on. Hopefully this should be a little bit better. Now is our audio a little bit better? Again, I am so sorry for your ears on what just happened with that. Okay, so please just go ahead and let me know immediately if something goes, again, horribly wrong with the audio, but let's just go ahead and run it all back on what I was talking about earlier. Not the best start for the first live stream, but it's okay. We're going to make a comeback here. Moving on, we are going to run it back, like I said, and revisit those tornado warnings that got completely botched. And let's start off with this observed warning now up here in Ohio. We've got an confirmed tornado warning at 7:33 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. A radar confirmed tornado was located 3 miles southwest of St. John's, moving east at 40 miles per hour. So we've got radar, we've got a CC drop, I believe, if that is what that alert is alluding to. And wow, yeah, we've got a tornado on the ground here in Ohio. We've got a confirmed tornado, radar confirmed through that CC drop. The correlation coefficient dropped because we have some debris in the air. It's used to picking up trees, leaves, the typical just rain, hail, but now that we're seeing some excess hail, trees, bricks in the mix, it's dropping to show us that we have debris in the air. So now we have got that confirmed tornado on the ground here in Ohio. I repeat, on the ground, and this is moving east at 40 miles per hour. So towns such as Island View, Avondale, O'Connor Point, what seems to be the larger city of Roundhead, Bell Center, New Richland, Yelverton, New Hampshire, all of Waynesfield, all of these cities, if you are in this polygon, you need to be running to shelter immediately. We have got a tornado on the ground, confirmed tornado on the ground. This warning is going for the next 22 minutes, so you do not need to waste any time and get to your shelter immediately. Again, I'll reiterate it for anyone that's just joined. If you're not sure where the best place to take shelter is for the tornado, you need to go to the lowest level of your house, get to the most interior room. If you don't have a basement, that's the best place to go. But if you can get underground, please do so. Put as many walls between you and the outside world as possible. If you can, bring with you a mattress, a comforter, pillow, helmet. It's very important that you protect your head and neck in event of a tornado actually hitting your home. So it is huge that world as possible that you're able to seek shelter immediately. Try to have some sturdy tennis shoes on, because if this tornado does strike your home and unfortunately do damage, you're going to need to have some sturdy pair of shoes so that when you walk out into the rubble or the debris, that your feet stay safe and secure. You don't want to be stepping on any nails, plywood, anything like that. So it's huge that you go ahead and take shelter immediately, as we do have a tornado on the ground here. That debris ball does look like it has slightly weakened, if that makes any sense. Not weakened per se, but it does not look as significant. But nonetheless, you need to be seeking shelter immediately from this storm up here. But That's not the only tornado warning we have. That's the only confirmed. We have a few other as well. Just a little bit further north, we have this storm up here impacting cities such as Bloomville, St. Stephen's, Keros, Lycans, Chatfield, New Washington, Attica. This storm is packing 2-inch in diameter hail, and we have a weather spotter confirmed funnel cloud. So this storm very well could go under tornado genesis, and it is, and produce a tornado. And yeah, I can see why we might have that funnel cloud. We've got quite the velocity couplet here, indicating that we have got some rotation going on with this storm. So we need to be watching this one very, very closely as it continues to move due east at 40 miles per hour. But I'm going to quickly go check back on our confirmed observed tornado. And I don't believe there's any newer developments. Yeah, look at that. This is exactly what you don't want to see, but this is a great indicator of a tornado on the ground. We've got that tight velocity couplet there. So it is safe to say that we do still have a tornado on the ground, and it's moving directly towards Isledview, Avondale, O'Connor Point, Lakeview, Orchard Island, and Russell's Point. So it's very, very important that you're seeking shelter immediately, as we do have that confirmed tornado. So I'm going to go back down. Here's this one in Illinois, which I believe is brand new, and this storm is packing some large hail. We got that hail core right there, but this is pretty new. At 6:37 p.m. Central Daylight Time, a severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado was located near Louisville, or 13 miles north of Flora, moving east at 35 miles per hour. And the main two cities that are going to be potentially impacted by this storm will be Horde, Bible Grove, and Ingram. So again, more of a rural area. And yeah, we're seeing a potential velocity couplet right here. We might have an area of rotation, but it's nothing sticking out to me like a sore thumb like that one up further north in Ohio. But yeah, these storms are packing a punch. We've got some massive hailers over here around the St. Louis metro area. We've got another storm moving through the suburbs right here. This one is, the first part of it is, the northern extent is severe warned, but not this southern end. We've got a little dangly bit right there. But yeah, oh wow, that we might have a little rotation there. In fact, I'm not completely sure about that. But yeah, we have got some severe storms, again, getting into the St. Louis metro area. They've been absolutely battered today. We had that tornado warning last night into early this morning to the northern extent, and we had that PDS warning to the southern end of the city just an hour to two ago. We had baseball-sized hail move through, I believe, the western metro area as well. So St. Louis has really been a hot spot for severe weather within the past 24 hours. And right a little bit ago, we had quite a line of storms. It looks like they've weakened quite a bit as they move into a little bit less of a favorable environment. We had this was warned for 70 mile per hour wind gusts, and now it's kind of been converted into a special weather statement with gusts up to 50. But yeah, this was a pretty solid line of storms as it moved from the St. Robert area pointing southeast. Just quite a line of damaging storms. In fact, it was bowing out quite a bit as well. But now let's move back into our southern risk area, that enhanced risk. most of the attention today has been up there, like I mentioned, into the St. Louis metro area, but we're going to kind of refocus and shift into this enhanced risk as these storms are really beginning to fire right after dinner time. We're getting into dusk within the next couple of hours. The lower level jet is going to begin to ramp up, and we have all of these storms coming out of Oklahoma and beginning to enter the enhanced risk, and they have a long way to go, and we've got all of these that are just prime and ready to drop tornadoes. We've got that classic supercell structure on most of these, that kind of curved shape. Now this is a little bit messier than models were initially forecasting this morning, but I believe the Storm Prediction Center made the great call of dropping that hatched risk, but we still have that 10% for seeing tornadoes, that 10 to 14%, but just not the hatched risk, which I believe is a good call considering we haven't really seen any confirmed tornadoes down here on the southern extent, but nonetheless, these are strong storms with large hail and capable of producing some damaging wind gusts. And these are getting up into the Little Rock metro area within, let's do a quick clock, moving northeast at 30 miles per hour. So if we do a quick little trajectory, this storm should make it into the vicinity of the Little Rock metro area within the next, all right, let's say hour and a half. That's kind of a ballpark for when these storms are going to be reaching into the Little Rock metro area. So hopefully everyone in Little Rock is staying weather aware. I think this has been a pretty well broadcasted event. I follow a lot of meteorologists in Little Rock, and they seem to have it all of their bases covered, and I'm sure they will be doing fantastic coverage if anything hits the fan over here in Little Rock. But yeah, we already have that tornado possible tag for this storm that is moving just south of Mena, Arkansas. And yeah, I could definitely see this storm dropping a tornado as it moves into that more favorable environment and after it develops just a little bit. Lucy the Barrel Racer, do you think DeSoto, Missouri is all good? Let's check that out actually. All right, is this better? I don't know. Something must have gotten muted here. Are we? All right, is this better? I don't know.
All right, there we go. Here we go. Hopefully, whoa. That should be better now. I apologize for the horrible audio issues that we've had tonight, but DeSoto, Missouri, I just covered that, but unfortunately my microphone had been switched off. But DeSoto, you are currently under severe thunderstorm warning, so I would continue to shelter in place. This is warned for 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts, and we do have all right, is the audio somewhat working here? It has been an absolute wreck lately. I don't know what has been happening here, but it has been pretty chaotic on the stream, so I apologize for all of the technical difficulties. I mean, I knew the quality would be pretty rough considering this is the first live stream, but this is kind of a little bit worse than initially expected, but we are going to go with it and continuing to cover the weather because that is exactly what matters. So 9 tornado warnings. Okay, so we have got that continuation of that confirmed tornado warning. We've got continuing of that radar confirmed. Looking at the CC, yeah, we've still got a tornado on the ground. It just moved out of Russell's Point in Orchard Island, and now it is headed for Huntsville, Cherokee, Northwood, New Richland, Rushlavania, Harper, and Walnut Grove, even West Mansfield in Ohio. So take shelter immediately if you are in this polygon, as we have an observed, confirmed tornado on the ground, and we have got a lot of tornado warnings right now all across the area. So oh boy, is our audio working? I don't know. The audio today has just been absolutely atrocious, so I'm so sorry for everything. I've been trying to check up on my live stream itself, watching it kind of myself as I go with this to make sure. So thank you, chat, for continuing to ensure that the audio is good. Please, again, let me know if anything happens with that. But we have got a lot of tornado warnings to cover, so I wish I wasn't having to micromanage my audio. But continuing up here in Ohio, we've got this tornado warning. I mean, there's not really a lot we can do to cover this because the radar picture is just so blurry and distorted, unfortunately. But wow, we've got another observed tornado. A confirmed tornado was located near New Washington, or 15 miles northeast of Bucyrus, moving east at 45 miles per hour. This is a damaging tornado in golf ball sized hail. This is radar confirmed, and we have got, again, that signature hook on this storm. Wow, whoa, that is a lot. Here is our velocity scan. There is your couplet. That is very concerning. I do believe we still have that tornado on the ground. We could have a CC drop somewhere in this. This is definitely partially contamination, but we might have a correlation coefficient drop somewhere within that mess. We're just gonna have to wait for the next scan to come in to confirm that. But moving along, we have 10 tornado warnings. So this is a pretty active first stream for me, so I apologize if I'm a little bit frazzled. But Going all the way back down here to Oklahoma, all of the confirmed warnings, by the way, are up in Ohio. So those two cities in northern Ohio, I believe, are currently under those radar confirmed tornado warnings. And I do believe there's a tornado down on both of those. But most of these warnings seem to be in pretty rural areas, which that is a good thing if there was a tornado on the ground, but unfortunately that also means our radar picture is not the best it could be. Whoa, okay, we have a tornado warning here in Texas. Wow, this storm just north of Dallas went tornado warning. This is warned for baseball-sized hail, by the way, and this is moving towards Frisco and McKinney. So if you're in this polygon, please take shelter immediately. This is quite the hailer, and we do have that velocity couplet indicating we have potentially may have a tornado on the ground. Again, there's just a lot of contamination, so we really can't see if there might be a correlation coefficient drop associated with this storm. But let's read. At 6:45 p.m., a severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado was located over Hackberry or near Lake Louisville, moving northeast at 30 miles per hour. So that hazard is a tornado and baseball-sized hail. So this is going to be a very impactful storm. Even if you do not get hit by the tornado with this storm, you're really going to feel the impacts, especially here in Prosper. You are about to get the hailstorm of the century over here in Prosper. There's going to be baseballs falling from the sky. So if you're watching this, you have minutes, maybe minutes, to get your cars parked under a carport, preferably a garage, just anything that is going to provide shelter when this hailstorm moves through. There are going to be a lot of busted windshields and dented cars if you do not go ahead and take the proper action immediately. This is just north of Dallas, of the DFW metro area. So this is finally, we have an area that has great radar picture. We can finally actually see a clear image of the storm, which really helps us be able to know exactly what is going on in the storm exactly. Thank you for letting me know how the audio is working. Oh, right here. Litchfield, Kentucky. Yeah, I can get that. My apologies, I just saw that. Let's cover Litchfield, Kentucky real quick. Let's see exactly where this is. Okay, so right near Elizabethtown. Oh, let's double check and see if we've got I believe we may have a tornado watch for this area exactly. Nope, okay, just cuts off right by Litchfield. But yeah, there are going to probably be, we might see some severe storms tonight, so definitely have multiple reliable ways to receive warnings. You are just 2 counties away from that tornado watch, so also know that is a possibility. That slight risk, I'm not exactly sure. We can look and see exactly if you're under, what kind of tornado risk you're under. Okay. You are under a 2%, so no, an isolated tornado or 2 is most definitely possible. So the best advice we can give you is just have multiple ways to receive warnings tonight. Don't want to play around with these storms. As you can see, they have been having quite the impact across these areas. So going back to these observed warnings, really don't want to let them be a lock and change. Wow. What structure? We've got that classic hook. We've got the inflow, the rear flank downdraft, all of the things on the storm. It's continuing to be a confirmed Radar confirmed tornado as this moves up towards New Haven, Delphi, Greenwich, Shiloh, Rome, Baltfield, Fitchfield. Just the rule of thumb today, respect the polygon. If you're in the polygon, immediately take shelter, no questions asked. And again, we're back with that really, what a velocity signature here. Let's go ahead and see if we did see that CC drop. Yeah, still contamination, so there's really no way of knowing if we did see that CC drop, unfortunately. Wow, 11 tornado warnings. That's pretty impressive. Back a little bit further south on this storm that is just about to cross into Ohio. So if you're watching this from Greenville, Union City, Ansonia, Rossburg, Dawn, Beansville, and Stelvideo in Ohio, just know a tornado warning storm is just about to cross the border, but it is about to impact Winchester, Indiana. This is extreme eastern Indiana, and we do have that observed warning. Weather spotters confirmed tornado. All right, this takes it up a little bit of a level. We have physical evidence on the ground. Weather spotters have confirmed that this tornado is on the ground. Damage to trees and homes was already reported in Selma. I remember looking at that one. This has been a pretty, if I'm not wrong, this was PDS Warren perhaps, I'm not sure, but yeah, we've got that velocity couplet and it is moving right into Winchester right now, so you need to take shelter immediately. Run, do not walk if you are in Winchester right now. This tornado is probably on top of Winchester right now if this is still on the ground. Yeah, just this is a smaller town, so that tornado could be impacting the majority of it. And again, it is moving into Ohio as we speak. So if you're across the border right here, you need to go ahead and get in your safe spot. Remember, that is the most interior room on the lowest level of your home. If you do not have a basement, underground preferably, but if that is not an option, again, lowest floor, as many walls between you and the outside world as possible. If you kick the wall, you want to be in another room. You don't want your foot to be hanging outside. So I believe, how many confirmed? 12 tornado warnings, and 3 of those are observed. So we very, very busy when it comes to the tornadoes tonight, really popping off everywhere. This is exactly what we were forecasting, and the Storm Prediction Center did a great job of outlining that, but I do think we're seeing a little bit more tornadic activity outside in the slight risk than we were originally expecting. Models were hinting towards this uptrend in activity over here in this neck of the woods, but we never got a 10% hatch risk. But I'm sure the Storm Prediction Center knew exactly what they were talking about. And wow, okay, we've got a tornado warning here getting up towards Hot Springs, Arkansas. This is radar indicated no hail is associated with this storm. That's a little odd for tonight. Moving northeast at 25 miles per hour. So this is going to make it in the vicinity of Hot Springs Village in Arkansas, just outside of Little Rock. So this is a radar indicated warning. So we do not have a confirmed tornado on the ground. Do have some rotation. It's not super concerning, but again, you still need to take this very seriously. If you are on Lake Ochita, I'm sure I'm saying that wrong, but if you're on Lake Ochita, you need to get off the lake. You don't want to be playing around with this storm. I'm sure there's plenty of lightning and water, as you know, not a great combo, so go ahead and heed the warning and get off the lake. But yeah, this storm is going to make it in the general vicinity of the Little Rock metro area. So folks in Little Rock, if you know anyone there, if you're watching from Little Rock, this is the time that you need to go ahead and start being hyper weather aware. These storms are headed your way. There's multiple of them. Hopefully these storms go to the north or south of the city, but you need to be prepared if they don't. We've got multiple storms coming this way. We've got this storm that's moving east with large hail. We've got a tornadic storm potentially moving northeast. So go ahead and know what you're going to do if a warning gets issued if you're in the Little Rock area, as these storms and the enhanced risk are really beginning to fire as we were expecting as night begins to fall. Litchfield, okay. Thank you for that pronunciation. Is St. Louis all done with storms for tonight? Let's go ahead and take a look up there. Same thing for DeSoto. I do believe that we're getting towards the end of the storms for tonight. We're probably going to see some more rain move through the St. Louis metro area, so we may see some minor flooding just because we've seen a lot of thunderstorm activity today. But I think for the most part, the severe threat should be over for downtown St. Louis once this final storm right here gets out of their hair. I mean, like I've mentioned before, St. Louis has really been a hot spot for that severe weather today. And while we're over here, we'll go ahead and look at these clusters of tornado warnings here. I do not believe any of these are observed. All radar indicated. We're up to 13 tornado warnings right now. Just a quick update. I'm just going to cover this quickly, and then we're going to go back to those radar confirmed ones up in Ohio. And there we go. We've got a little bit of rotation here. I would not put my money on having a tornado on the ground, but again, nevertheless, go ahead and seek shelter immediately if you are in these polygons. Specifically, this storm is moving east, so Okaloosa, Louisville, Hoosier, Sailor Springs, and that goes for all of the folks up here in this tornado warning as well. If you're in the polygon, go ahead, better safe than sorry, and take shelter. So now we're going to go back up to those tornado warnings up in Ohio that are radar confirmed. Oh, okay, we've got a PDS tornado warning. We're going to focus on this one for now. A confirmed large and extremely dangerous tornado was located near Plymouth, or 18 miles northeast of Bucyrus, moving east at 40 miles per hour. This is a particularly dangerous situation. Take cover now. We've got a damaging tornado on the ground in Ohio. It's moving east at 40 miles per hour. So we're going to go ahead and take a look to see the exact location of the tornado. All right. Here is our tornado right here, and it's moving due east. So if you're in Plymouth, run, do not walk. The tornado is within minutes, probably under 2 minutes of impacting your location. So go ahead and take shelter immediately. If you are in Shiloh, Planktown, Greenwich, Fitchfield, this is not a storm to play around with at all. This is a particularly dangerous situation. Tornado warning. Here, I believe, is our debris ball. We'll go ahead and double check that. Either way, there is a debris ball somewhere in here. We've got a damaging tornado on the ground, not a storm to play around with at all. This is very, very dangerous. Go ahead and seek shelter immediately. Again, lowest floor of your home, basement preferably, but if that is not possible, most interior room on the lowest level of your home. I'm gonna go ahead and post this on social media real quick. All right, is our audio better? I believe it just went out again. Let's check here. All right, so yeah, if you're just tuning in, we have got a particularly dangerous situation, tornado warning in Ohio. So seek shelter immediately if you are in this polygon right here. This PDS is in a marginal risk, which just goes to show you that no matter your tornado risk, if you're in a 2 or a 10, these tornadoes are extremely possible. So do not let your guard down. And that PDS tornado warning was extended. Now it is including cities such as Savannah, Bailey Lakes, Polk, and Ashland in Ohio, which goes to show the confidence that the National Weather Service has that this large tornado is going to remain on the ground as it continues to traverse through Ohio. So this is a very, again, dangerous situation. This is an emergency management confirmed tornado, which basically means a police officer, EMT, someone of the sorts has spotted this tornado and called it in. So we need to seek shelter immediately. 14 tornado warnings. We have just set our new record for the night. Previously 13, now we're at 14, and that is due for the extension of this tornado warning in Oklahoma on that southern end of things. Really, again, can't do the best coverage or breakdown of this storm because it is not in the best area when it comes down to radars, but I'm going to go ahead and check back up on this storm over here in They're all running together at this point. Arkansas, we're getting that storm in that is getting into the vicinity of Hot Springs Village. Hot Springs Village has now been placed under a severe thunderstorm warning for this storm for 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts and quarter-sized hail. So I'm not sure if you remember, but previously this tornado warning had no hail, but now as it moves over the Lake Ouachita area, Crystal Springs and Crystal Springs Landing, it is possible that it may be intensifying. So now that we may be seeing some small hail begin to fall, and we may continue to see this strengthening trend with many of these storms as it begins to enter an even more rich environment getting into central and northern Arkansas. We've got quite the mess up here as we begin to get into the Ozark mountain range. Lots and lots of severe storms. Most of these are hailers, but continuing with that 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts as well. Still can't forget about these tornado warnings up here in Illinois as well. Really, it's very difficult to continue to cover all of these when there's 14 and one of them is a PDS, but we've got quite the velocity couplet on this one now. That's a little bit more concerning as this storm continues to move due east. So Clay City and Flora are in the path for this one. I do believe it might be beginning to ramp up, as the last time we checked in, the velocity couplet was not this tight. So I'm keeping a very close eye on this one here in Illinois. Let's go up to this one, including the town of Newton. And this one is not as impressive as the one to its south and west, but again, nevertheless, seek shelter immediately if you are in a polygon. Okay, we're down to 10, making progress. Let's go back up to that PDS tornado warning in Ohio. Can't let it be. It's now moving into Ohio. Oh, whoa, hold up. Here is our Okay, I believe this is a new particularly dangerous situation tornado warning. If I'm not wrong, I believe this did not used to be a PDS tornado warning. Well, now we have one public confirmed at Winchester. So in the city of Winchester, people called in that there is a confirmed large, extremely dangerous tornado on the ground producing life-threatening damage as we speak. And there we go. I believe that is a debris ball just to the southwest of Union City. So as it moves due east, I believe, yes, due east at 50 miles per hour, cities such as Hillgrove, Woodington, Pikeville, Greenville, Coletown, Ansonia, Beamsville, Dawn, and Stellvideo are in the path of this storm. So go ahead and seek shelter immediately. If you just joined, if you're just now tuning in, we have got a particularly dangerous situation tornado warning moving with a cell that is moving into Ohio. It's moving due east at 50 miles per hour. So we've got a big problem with that storm. And here we go. This is our other PDS. So we have two particularly dangerous situation tornado warnings. I'm not going crazy. Okay, here we go. We have got this storm that, again, I believe is moving due east at 40 miles per hour. I'm not seeing as significant of a velocity couplet as there was earlier, so hopefully that is signifying a weakening trend of this storm. This hook seems to be wrapping up a little bit, so that's what we can hope but cannot guarantee, as we've still got that debris ball back there in Shiloh. I'm gonna briefly take a minute to look on social media to see if there is any tornado reports, any photos, or anything of the sorts. Wow, okay. So this tornado that just moved through Shiloh is reportedly a half-mile wide. This was a half-mile wide tornado from emergency management. Wow, half-mile wide. That is huge. All right, we're going to continue to go ahead and look and see. Yeah, here is some imagery. I'm not going to show it, obviously, but there was a photo of that tornado that just moved through Winchester, Indiana. It was on the ground and it did look pretty large. I'm going to repost this on my Twitter if you want to go ahead and take a look over there. It's Adeline WX or Adeline Spears 15. I'm retweeting any tornado pictures that I have. Wow. Yeah, they're pretty crazy photos coming out of these tornado paths, especially this cell that is moving into Ohio that moved through Selma and Winchester. Looked like pretty large and destructive tornado moved through there. We're down to 9 tornado warnings. Thankfully, I'm going to go back and check up on that secondary. I believe this one has been demoted, perhaps. Yes. All right, our original PDS tornado warning has thankfully been downgraded to a radar indicated. So now we're down to only one particularly dangerous situation tornado warning, thankfully. So now we're able to devote a little bit more focus to this one right here. And yeah, we've still got a velocity couplet signifying that, unfortunately, I do believe this tornado is still on the ground as it tracks east at 50 miles per hour. This is a damaging tornado confirmed by the public in Winchester. So as this tornado continues to move east, it's going to be impacting cities imminently, such as Woodington, Ansonia, Pikeville, Wakefield, Stell Video, and Beamsfield. So if you're just tuning in and you are from this area, I'll zoom out a little bit so you can see exactly where we're talking about. We're looking at this section of the Indiana-Ohio border as a large and extremely dangerous tornado is on the ground after moving through Selma, Winchester, and just south of Union City and producing some pretty significant damage. You need to go ahead and seek shelter immediately, preferably a basement, especially for this kind of storm. But if that is not available, please seek shelter in the lowest level in an interior room. Put as many walls between you and the outside world as possible. And that PDS warning will be continuing for the next 7 minutes unless the National Weather Service sees a reason to downgrade it or even promote it. So going back down here to the southern extent of the risk area, the main risk area, I feel like I'm looking at that enhanced risk up in Indiana and Illinois, but this down here is enhanced risk, and thankfully that tornado warning was allowed to expire going up into Hot Springs Village, but still we have some large intense severe thunderstorms headed into the Little Rock metro within the next hour, and we still have that tornado warning down here north of the DFW metro area. What a hailer. Seems to be on a little bit on a weakening trend, but still very, very large hail associated with this storm, and we've still got a concerning area of velocity here. No correlation coefficient drop, but this is just one beast of a storm. We've got some large hail falling, a lot of cloud to ground lightning, which just shows you how intense that storm quite possibly is. So I'm going to continue to briefly look on social media. Looking at National Weather Service Cleveland, I highly recommend, if you're following this tornado up here, that PDS tornado warning, if that's what you're really focusing on right now, I highly recommend checking out National Weather Service Cleveland's their social media page, as they say this tornadic supercell is likely cycling, but they are seeing signs of new tornadic rotation forming. So even though this supercell is quite possibly cycling as of now, as you can see, that rotation has died out. This is not the end for this storm. It's most likely going to go ahead and go under tornado genesis all over again. So you still have to be in your safe spot if you are in this polygon. This is not a storm you want to play around with. I've retweeted on my Twitter, AdelineWX or AdelineSpears15. That's my handle. I've retweeted photos of some pretty significant tornado damage in that area. Selma specifically, where some storm chasers or even just civilians have rolled up on some pretty impactful damage. New tornado warning on the cell in DFW. All right, we'll go ahead and take a look. There's just so many to sift through. Wow. Okay. All right. New tornado warning. Yes, we do. A new tornado warning has been issued. It's going to expire in 34 minutes. A severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado was located near Melissa, or 8 miles north of McKinney, moving northeast at 25 miles per hour. Our hazards are a tornado and a $50 sized hail. So back with this storm, I can definitely see why they continued that tornado warning. We've got quite a look here on velocity, but I do not believe, still no CC drop, which is a great sign, meaning that hopefully we do not have a tornado on the ground, but it's quite possible. I wish we had eyes or any photos on this storm, because I just know it has gnarly image. But yes, it is moving northeast. So cities such as Weston, Kelly, Chambersville, Anna, Westminster, Sedalia, Pilot Grove, Cannon, Van Alstyne, Kentucky Town, Whitewright, and Tom Bean need to be getting to their safe spots as soon as possible. And I'm going to go ahead and check back up on this storm that has officially crossed into the state of Ohio. It's past the border now and fully into Ohio. And here is our latest velocity scan. They did not continue that PDS warning, but they did say at 8:26 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, a tornado-producing storm was located near Union City, moving east at 40 miles per hour. Radar confirmed tornado debris ball. All right, so this is no longer public confirmed, but they are seeing something. They have recognized that we have debris on the radar associated with the storm. So if you're in Pikeville, Beamsville, Stelvideo, I called you guys out about 15 minutes ago, I believe, as the storm was still crossing over the border. So hopefully all of you have sheltered in place and are ready for this storm. And now moving even further, Horatio, Gettysburg, Bradford, Webster, Versailles, not sure how you pronounce it, Bloomer, Polo, and Covington are all included in this tornado warning now. So continue to seek shelter if you are in those areas. And now I'm going to go through and again take another look at our social media. Got some scanner reports. Got some. Wow, okay. I'm not sure how accurate this information is, but if this is true, we've got some big problems here. The Logan County Fire Department has, I'm not sure if this is truly correct or not, but they have apparently called the situation a mass casualty incident. So don't mark my word on that, but may or may not be true. But that would which storm is this on? Okay, this is the most northern one that impacted cities such as impacted Walnut Grove, Lewistown, Huntsville, and Russell's Point that we were just recently covering, the original tornado emergency. So I'm not sure if this is true at all. It seems to be a pretty reputable source, but I'm not sure exactly. Wow. I'm reposting more from Wapakoneta, Ohio, and I can most definitely see why they could potentially call this that kind of situation. It's very unfortunate. Again, Adeline WX, you can see all of these images that I'm retweeting here. But all right, moving on. We got to continue the coverage. Can't get wrapped up into the social media. I do not know more particularly dangerous situation tornado warnings. This is our only observed tornado warning. The rest are radar indicated. So I don't believe any of these are life-threatening situations, and we do not have any destructive severe warnings. The only ones where we have considerable. One is associated with that tornado warning down just north of DFW, and the other one is a little bit further north here in Oklahoma, where we have got a serious hailer and wind producer. So that is what we've got going on now. Thankfully, hopefully that was our extremely active period and the storms are kind of taking a chill pill now, but we still have 9 tornado warnings. Our previous record is 14. So I pray that we're not going to see that number rise tonight above 9. We've got quite the line of tornado warnings on this northern extent. Really, my opinion, overperformed. I mean, this is a slight risk. I'm going to go ahead and check our tornado probabilities for up here. This is a 2% for the most part. Up here, this was a 2%. I believe that tornado that occurred just north of Columbus was in the 2% as well. So this just goes to show you it does not matter if you're in a 10 or a 2. You always need to be hyper weather aware when it comes to this kind of severe weather risk day. It's quite unfortunate that we had such significant tornadoes, potentially significant tornadoes, occur out where people probably were not as expecting it and were not on as high alert as they could have been. Wow, continuing horrible damage photos, and this is from reputable source, so I'm retweeting those. It's quite interesting that we've had so many strong tornadoes up here in Ohio and Indiana today, but not so much down here where we were originally forecasting those. That would be quite an interesting research. So this cell right here that's moving east towards Little Rock their severe warning has been allowed to expire, but that potential tornado producer is continuing to be severe warned. But wow, what presentation on this one down here that I believe is also moving east, 60-mile-per-hour winds and quarter-sized hail, and we've got all of this mess up here in the Ozarks and stretching all the way back into Oklahoma. What a mess. Wow. We do another aspect that was not a huge concern today, but is now coming into effect, is those flash flood effects, those flash flood concerns. We have flash flood warning for downtown Fort Smith, Arkansas, and we knew this was a possibility, especially if we got those areas that have experienced those training thunderstorms, and Fort Smith was definitely one of those. And we have another flash flood warning just northeast of the St. Louis metro area, where again we have that situation where we're having those continuous training thunderstorms. So we're going to go back to our observed warning after taking a little bit of a break, and we're still seeing that classic supercell structure with that hook, the inflow notch, the rear flanking downdraft, and we are still seeing rotation. This is just the never dying storm. Wow. Still no CC drop, so hopefully this has lifted. Can't guarantee it, but it seems to me that's the situation. And we've got this tornado warned storm just north of Columbus, Ohio. It's radar indicated. A severe thunderstorm with strong rotation was located near Raymond, moving east at 40 miles per hour. A tornado is occurring or imminent. So let's take a look at our velocity scan here. Yeah, wow. What presentation. That's some crazy. That's one of that's very, very strong rotation. I would not be surprised at all if we had a tornado down with this one. I really wish we had, again, eyes on this storm. I wish we had a camera or a storm chaser that we could have info and photos relayed to. But wow, what a storm. That's pretty impressive up there just north of Columbus, where we quite possibly could have a tornado on the ground now or very, very soon in the future. That velocity scan is beyond concerning. That's some very, very strong rotation. Let's go to this one. This one looks a little bit more concerning. The velocity scans, I wish we again with the I wishes, the radar imagery is not the best since we're a little bit further from a radar over here than we would like, but this one is just a little bit of a sloppier appearance with the storm. So we've been streaming for 75 minutes. We've got 6 people watching as of now. Again, the stream quality is nowhere near as good as it's going to be in the future. I promise this stream quality will get much, much better, especially with the next one. Big plans coming soon for this channel and with the live stream. So I'm hoping we can continue. Got new photos. We've got some minor storm damage near Prosper, Texas, potentially from those straight line winds or maybe even a brief tornado. Yeah. Up to 10 tornado warnings again. Most of these, in fact, the majority of these are in Ohio in just this entire stretch, and most of them are radar indicated besides that one confirmed. Nope, all radar indicated. No more confirmed tornado warnings. That's the first time since I started this stream almost an hour and a half ago that we did not have any confirmed. Oh boy. That storm that I was just pointing out down here in Arkansas has gone warned. You've got radar indicated for this little velocity couplet right here that most definitely could drop a tornado very soon. A severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado was located near Odin or 10 miles west of Mount Ida, moving east at 25 miles per hour. So this storm is moving in the general direction of Hot Springs and Hot Springs Village, and eventually getting into, again, the general vicinity of Little Rock. So I remember when we were tracking this storm right here, when it was all the way back here, and we were talking about, oh yeah, in an hour and a half from now, getting into Little Rock. Yeah, about halfway there. We're probably looking at within, say it's moving at about 30 miles per hour. Within the next little bit, hour and a half or so, a little bit getting closer up to the hour mark, we're going to be seeing these storms begin to cause some problems in the Little Rock metro area. Should be signing off soon if this trend continues where we don't have any significant tornadoes on the ground or anything like that. I feel like we've had enough for tonight. 2 PDS tornado warnings is too many. So hopefully that is the end of that. But yeah. Well, now that we don't have any imminent dangerous tornado warnings to cover, let's take a look at the future before I sign off. Hopefully we don't have any more storms go crazy before then. Alright, so this is what the HRRR is showing now. It's done a pretty good job predicting these. It gets a little bit rickety up there in Oklahoma and Indiana, but let's push it forward and see what we may be getting ourselves into as we go into tonight. We're seeing those supercells continue to push into Little Rock, and then by 12 a.m. we get a more of a messy linear issue moving into Little Rock. As it begins to move out of that enhanced risk, the tornado threat goes down significantly once these storms begin to congeal together and they become a lot less discrete. These storms are going to be getting into the Nashville metro area at around 2 a.m. and this is a large system. I mean, we're having this linear system exist all the way here around the Texarkana region, all the way up getting into just south of Columbus, Ohio. So this is not a small system by no means. This is why we have such a large slight risk today, because the aftermath of this is going to potentially pack a punch as it continues its southeastern trend. And by about 5 a.m. we have potentially strong storms entering the northwestern and northern corner of Mississippi. We have storms exiting the Nashville metro area, heavy rains beginning in eastern Kentucky and moving into northern Tennessee as well. We've got more potentially strong storms on the backside here as well. As we push this forward, it's continuing to lose its strength as it gets into northern Alabama. Still strong storms potentially. That is why we have that marginal risk today in these areas and marginal risk tomorrow for the aftermath. And by about daylight, these storms are really going to die out, especially from the Alabama-Mississippi line and pointing east. But we still may have some strong storms left over as it moves into the remainder of that slight risk. But if we push it forward even more, by 11 a.m., most of these storms will be below. They should all be below severe limits, and we just may have an isolated strong storm here or there. So by daylight tomorrow, hopefully our severe weather threat will be long gone. But for now, I'm going to do a little bit of more future casting. These storms, it's not like they're moving into a dead environment. There's plenty of ingredients for them to continue to strengthen. I mean, even at 11 p.m., we have still got near 3,000 joules per kilogram, getting up into the Little Rock area, pointing east. We still got 2,000 joules per kilogram, which is more than enough storm fuel for these storms to continue to generate severe weather. Just a quick look at the significant tornado parameter. I just like to look at it for fun. It's not the best forecasting tool. As you can see, it's definitely there. So we cannot rule this southern mode a bust yet. It's still got plenty of time to get its act together and really begin to do what it was originally forecasted. So, got 11 tornado warnings. Oh boy. Back up to observed here. I don't know why my mouse is doing this here. Here we go. Back up to an observed warning. Public confirmed tornado producing storm was located near Versailles, moving east at 40 miles per hour. And this is moving towards cities such as Bradford, Covington, Polo, Bloomer, eventually getting into the vicinity of Piqua, I believe. If we continue to draw out this polygon, Troy, Piqua, Rossfield, Lockington, Covington, Pleasant Hill, but more immediately we're looking at cities such as Bradford, Polo, and Bloomer. So the public has confirmed that there is a tornado on the ground with this storm apparently, so go ahead If you're tuning in, we've got a public confirmed tornado warning here in Ohio, the county of southwestern Shelby, northeastern Drake, and northwestern Miami County. And this velocity signature really wants to reinforce that that fact that we might have a tornado on the ground. And this very well might be our first sign of a CC drop with this storm. So again, can't rule this event dead yet, especially up here with this northern mode, this newfound northern mode that we really weren't expecting to cover. When I came on here about an hour and a half ago, I was expecting to be talking about the Little Rock metro area for the next hour or so, really not even that long. I thought this was going to be a pretty short-lived live stream, but the weather has demanded I must answer, and we're up here in Indiana, Ohio, and Illinois covering PDS tornado warnings, which is not at all how I thought this evening was going to go, but we got to roll with whatever Mother Nature gives us. I was wholeheartedly expecting to just come out here and talk about which of the 10 storms were producing baseball-sized hail, but here we are talking about confirmed tornado warnings in the slight and marginal risk area. So we've got 11 tornado warnings. This is the only observed. So just get to the lowest. If you do not have a basement, get underground if you can. But if you do not have a basement or a storm shelter readily available, go ahead and get into the lowest level of your home, the most interior room, as many walls between you and the outside world as possible. And the latest scan is still showing that pretty concerning velocity couplet here. And this could be a CC drop. Don't mark my word on it. It could definitely be contamination. There's no great way of knowing. But a little bit of a zoom out. This is our confirmed warning. It is very far west of Columbus, just past the Indiana-Ohio border, and a little bit of storm history with this one. This storm originally started producing a tornado back here near Muncie and Selma. Damage was reported here. As it continued to track east, we had more damage reported in Winchester when we then got that PDS tornado warning around here, extended all the way to here, and now after cycling and we weren't 100% sure if we had a tornado on the ground, that observed was allowed to expire, but we're back again with that public confirmed warning, unfortunately. Now we have hit 12 tornado warnings. I don't know where this new one is now. I really wish I had a weather alert system that just come up and alert me. I'm going to work on that. Again, this is a very work in progress stream. I'm just kind of going with what the weather throws at me, what my technology throws at me. If you were here about an hour and a half ago at the start of the stream, the audio was horribly distorted. So I think we've made quite a leap ahead in our technology advancements for this stream, and I promise you the next one is going to be 100 times better. This is just the first one. Gotta roll out the kinks, gotta get used to it. I gotta say, this is out of my comfort zone. I'm used to just staring at a camera and being able to go back and refilm, but this is live. Whatever I say is on here. So me rambling on for a while is just gonna be something that my audience gets used to, and I'm gonna have to work on that a little bit as well. So getting back to the weather, enough about me. We're going back. Wow. Whoa. Was not expecting that. We've got this radar indicated tornado warning just north of Columbus, Ohio. Still with that language of strong rotation, a tornado is occurring or imminent. And my apologies. Yeah, we've continuing. What a hook on this storm that is moving. Wow, this is a large large tornado warning. This storm is moving due east, and we've got cities such as Delaware, Stratford, Belle Point, Cheshire, Berkshire, Rome, Galena, Harlem, Africa, Central Village, Vans Valley, Berkshire, and Condit in the path of this storm. What a hook. This reminds me of that storm last night near Alta Vista, I believe, Alta Vista, Kansas, that produced that very large and photogenic cone tornado, and we had quite a large hook just like this one right here. So let's go ahead and do a little, yeah, there we go. You've got quite the velocity scan. I'm not seeing anything super my apologies. Super concerning. We do not have a CC drop, I believe, but yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and quickly check social media to see if we have any more concerning factors. Are you planning to go to the National Storm Chaser Summit in 2025? Most definitely, unless that is 100% in my plans. I highly recommend it to any weather enthusiast at all. It is an absolutely incredible environment. I've never learned more in 2 days in my life. It's amazing to go out and meet the people, make connections. It's huge for your future career and just for you as a person. It is a beyond incredible experience. I highly recommend it. Wow. More footage and damage photos are coming out about these tornadoes in Ohio. Wow. Apparently there might have been a tornado confirmed in Texas, just north of the DFW area. A lot of photos that we're gonna have to sift through. I'm not even 100% sure if all of these are accurate, reputable sources, so I'm not gonna share them. I'm not really gonna discuss them. But wow. It looks like we're continuing to have concerning situations across tonight. We're back up to 12 tornado warnings, and that confirmed one being over here in Ohio, the same one that we have been tracking for almost 50 miles now. So this is what you would call your long track supercell. This has been dropping tornadoes left and right for going on 2 hours now, and it doesn't look like these storms in Ohio are going to tire anytime soon. In fact, we just had a new tornado watch put out. Unfortunately, across Oklahoma we had a new one, and apparently we have a new outlook as well. So I'm gonna go ahead and see if I can. We're just gonna go take a look at the outlook real quick. I have to change around a few things on the live stream. Bear with me for a second. Okay, there we go. We have got a new outlook out as of now, all right, here we go. We're gonna pull this up for you guys real quick so you can look as well, and I can kind of explain this for everyone. Please let me know if you can see this well or not. So yes. All right, we're getting that new outlook pulled up as of now. All right, I'm gonna have to move this around a little bit here to minimize Radar Omega and pull up. Look at this. This is live producing as of now. I'm brand new to this entire live stream thing. Move this around a little bit here. Please bear with me. We've got quite. All right, here we go. This live producing as of now. That is what I'm brand new to this entire live stream thing. Move this around a little bit here. Please. Here we go. All right. Only took us about 2 or 3 tries, but I believe this got quite. This should be working. Here we go. This live producing as of now. That is what I'm brand new to this entire live stream thing. So here is our new Storm Prediction Center's outlook. This is the most recent one, but we are continuing that enhanced risk. We've kept that. We do have that 10% still no hatch risk, and that 5% live producing. All right, that is what I'm brand new to this entire live stream thing. All the way. So here is our new, just the tiniest outlook. Downtown St. Louis is recent one, but we have got 5%. We have risk. It stretches all the way into Illinois, Indiana, and up still no hatch risk, and that 5% live producing. All right, stretches all the way into Dallas, so here is Nashville, just the tiny as well as downtown St. Louis is recent one, but I have got 5%. That we have risk. It stretches all that. We do have that Indiana and still at risk. We have the live producing. All right, stretches all the way into Dallas. So here is Nashville, just the tiny as well as downtown St. Louis is recent one, but I have got 5%. That we have risk. It stretches all that. We do have that Indiana and still at risk. We have the live producing. All right, stretches all the way into Dallas. So here is Nashville, just the tiny as well as downtown St. Louis is recent one, but I have got 5% that we have risk. It stretches all that. We do have that Indiana and still at risk. We have the live producing. That stretches all the way into Dallas. So here is Nashville, just the tiny capital of downtown St. Louis is recent one, but I have got 5% that we have risk. It stretches all that. We do have that Indiana and still at risk. All live producing. That stretches all the way into Dallas. So here is Nashville, just the tiny capital of downtown St. Louis is recent one, but I have got 5% that we have risk. It got quite the interesting setup for tomorrow. So now we're going to go back to Radar Omega to see if we have missed anything there. So back to Radar Omega, we have 10 tornado warnings, only 1 observed, and I think this is the point where I'm gonna go ahead and sign off. I'm not seeing anything super concerning. we have this tornado has been on the ground for a while now. That's not going to let up, and I'm going to be continuing my updates live on Twitter as well all night long. Multiple other people are streaming as well, so if make sure you have another way to receive warnings tonight, multiple reliable ways, including especially if you're in that enhanced or slight risk, but make sure you're staying weather aware as well if you're in that marginal. If anything, tonight has showed us that severe weather and even extreme severe weather can occur well outside the major target zone, so it's no excuse if you're in that 2% to not have a reliable way to Is our audio back again? Okay. I'm so sorry our audio has been so atrocious tonight. But I think this is all right, can everyone hear me? All right, here. Just kind of took away one of the main microphone issues. All right, is everything better now? All right, can everyone hear me? All right, okay, here we go. We're gonna end it here. Hopefully no more major tornadoes happen tonight, and if they do, there are plenty of other people streaming on YouTube and Twitter to help keep you prepared. But make sure that is not your only way of receiving warnings tonight. Have multiple reliable ways, such as signing up for National Weather Service alerts or alerts through other government officials or news networks in your area. So thank you, chat. You've been a huge help tonight. You have helped me navigate these audio issues. Again, the quality is going to be 100 times better our next live stream, so I'm looking forward to it. It has been a blast. Just make sure you continue to stay safe and stay weather aware tonight, because if anything, tonight has taught us that severe weather can even extreme severe weather can strike anywhere, even outside of that target area, which was that enhanced risk tonight. So stay safe, stay weather aware, and I hope to be back soon with a lot more weather updates, now adding to our arsenal the live streams, and I promise, I swear, they're going to be so much better as we continue. So thank you all for tuning in. You have been fantastic, and I'll see you soon, and stay safe, stay weather aware, and have